What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're having a pretty good day. I was actually up a little bit more money earlier. I trade through two trading accounts. I have one through Interactive Brokers, so this is my Interactive Brokers P&L for the day. I'm up $6,700, and then I also trade through Thinkorswim. So I do have two trading accounts. You can see my Thinkorswim account is down about $5,400. So if we net those up, I'm up about $1,300 today. I'm actually, with the market up, I'm usually net long. I've been net long this market for about 2.5 years. I actually just have some positions that I'm down money in. CNX is one. I'm down $6,100 then. That's not good. But I am net up today. I never look at percentage of trades that are winners. I think people that look at a percentage of trades that are winner are trading on a net sum zero gain. All I look at is dollar amount. I've been trading professionally for 12 years. Out of those 12 trading years, I have no idea what percentage of my trades are winners. All I know is that 11 of those 12 years I've made money, and that's all that matters. Someone came to me with $1 million and said, Andrew, I want 95% of my trades to be winners. I would say easy. That's simple. I can't guarantee you're going to make money, but it's easy to make 95% of your trades winners or 80% of your trades winners. You guys got to stop looking at percentage of trades are winners and look at dollar amount. Are you making more money than you're losing? For example, let's say we have 4 trades on. We're risking $1,000 per trade. Trade number 1 loses $1,000. Trade number 2 loses $1,000. Trade number 3 loses $1,000. Trade number 4, you make $5,000. Well, you only won on 25% of your trades. However, you are a net winner of $2,000, okay? So you guys got to be thinking about not percentage of trades that are winners, okay? I could come up with an iron condor strategy and guaranteed 90% return. That's 90% winners. Doesn't mean it'll be a net winning strategy in the long run. So I'm here to teach you floor trader secrets, how to learn to trade unusual option activity like the pros. I was a market maker on the floor of the Chicago Board of Options Exchange for over a decade. The current CEO of the Chicago Board Options Exchange, his name is Ed Tilley. He's actually one of my dear friends. He backed me personally with his own money. The CEO of the CBO backed me for about, I think, 2 years, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years. He was a partner at my trading firm. When I first started to learn how to trade, I started with a company called Botta Capital Management, B-O-T-T-A, Capital Management, and they basically went through the training program and they said, hey, if you leave to go trade somewhere else, you owe us $130,000, okay? That was in my contract because their education that they claim that they trained me was worth $130,000. Every single day I woke up, I took the 5:40 train in. I was living in the suburbs in Chicago called Deerfield. I took the 5:40 train in, got in at 6:30. I was the first guy in the office. I clerked for traders. The best traders that I have ever seen in my life were at Botta Capital Management, hands down. In the top, we had close to 100 traders there, and we emphasize in equity options. Okay, so I do dabble a little bit in futures and forex, but my predominant focus is equity options. So if you don't trade equity options, you're not interested in trading equity options, you know the Ichimoku Cloud is good for you, and you'll learn a lot from me. But today I'm going to teach you 2 strategies. TradingPub was lucky enough to give me an hour and 15 minutes. Usually I give webinars and they're like 45 minutes to an hour. Actually, one next week, it's half an hour. But I do talk a lot. I talk relatively fast because I want to give you guys the most amount of information as possible. I do tell a lot of stories because people like to hear the stories. Throughout my trading career, I've made about $5.5 million, I would say. I don't have them, didn't have the count and run up the numbers, but it's between $3 and $7 million. This year, I started on a $220,000 account, and I'm up about $500,000 before commissions. I just saw a trade in DRI, which is Darden Restaurants. They're buying a bunch of upside calls here. I might actually buy some of these. So today I'm going to teach you unusual option activity, and I'm also going to teach you the Ichimoku Cloud. Okay, so I'm going to teach you unusual option activity and the Ichimoku Cloud. It looks like I have some of my subscribers in here, so if you guys want to tell everybody how great I am, that'd be awesome. If not, no worries. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So a little risk disclaimer here. Unfortunately, my SEC lawyer makes me put a risk disclaimer on almost everything I do, every email I send. I am personally not a registered investment advisor. I cannot give recommendations or advice. I do not have any licenses. I do not have a 56. I do not have a 7. I do not have a 63. All trades are not recommendations for advice, and these are for educational purposes only. Contact your broker or registered investment advisor for execution, margin, and other capital requirements. Everybody watching the presentation today adheres to all disclaimers on www.optionhacker.com and www.keenonthemarket.com. That is the mumbo jumbo. I am trading on about a $600,000 account. Let's just say I'm not trading 1 lots. Okay, I'm not trading 10 lots. I'm trading. I tried to buy 1,000 calls today in a stock, MT. These 16 calls. I try to buy 1,000 of them. So I'm trading on a very large, substantial account. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, I can multitask while I'm multitasking. So feel free to ask any questions you want. If I see a trade that I like going across the tape, I might actually trade in front of you. I did just see some DRI calls being bought, OC 52 and a half. The 35 bid a half. I would pay 40. I wouldn't want to pay up to 45 or 50. So if you have any questions, please just let me know. Okay, so let's talk about what unusual option activity is. Okay, every single stock, and there's 8,700 publicly traded stocks. Okay, out of those 8,700 publicly traded stocks, there are 4,199 stocks with options. Okay, I will trade any. When I was on the trading floor and I was clerking for one of the best traders I knew, they came in and they said, "How are the ZZZ calls?" A trader made a market. How the ZZZ calls are. Okay, and I looked at him. I said, "What does ZZZ do?" He looked at me back and he says, "Does it really matter?" And it's absolutely true. Okay, everything in this world is just a supply-demand curve. What one person is willing to pay for it, one person is willing to sell it for. Let's say I have a house in a condo in Chicago. Let's say I think it's worth $500,000. So I put it on the market to sell it for $500,000. Well, the closest bid is $400,000. Is it worth $500,000? Absolutely not. How much is Facebook worth? Facebook worth what one person is willing to pay for it and one person is willing to sell it for. Okay, simple and easy. Everything in this world is just a supply-demand curve. Options are the exact same way. Okay, it doesn't matter what a company does. Look at Alibaba. Okay, I've read so much about Alibaba. People think it's worth 80. People think it's worth 68. How much is it worth? Well, it's worth tomorrow what one person's willing to pay for it and one person's willing to sell it for. Maybe it's worth 68. Maybe it's worth 80. Okay, but the marketplace determines the price. Okay, so unusual option activity. And like I said, I will trade anything of 4,199 stocks with options. Okay, I have probably traded throughout my trading career 2,000 of those stocks of those 4,200. Okay, I probably have traded half of all stocks. When I go across the tape and I watch CNBC and I see that the ticker going across, there's not many stocks that I don't know or I haven't heard of. So every single stock has volume it trades in a day, right? So let's say Facebook on average trades 10 million shares in a day. If it traded 40 million shares in a day, that would be 4.0 times usual volume. If it's not usual volume, it's unusual volume. So every single stock has volume it trades in a day. Options are the same way. Every single stock with options, as we said, 4,199, has option volume it trades in a day. If something trades 1,000 contracts in a day, if it trades $5,000 that day, 5,000 options that day, it is 5.0 times usual volume. I watch a lot of CNBC. You guys watch the Nigerians, Peter, John Nigerian, they talk about unusual option activity. Mike Canal, Dan Nathan. Okay? Institutions, which are hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, big traders, banks have more information than us. They have technology. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple examples. There was a stock the other day, AVNR, okay, biotech stock. I made $40,000 from Friday to Monday on one stock using options. Okay, I'm not trying to sit here and trade one lots and try to income strategy. Okay, I am finding the best traders in the world, and I want to mimic their positions. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Question is, how do I decide what the best trades are? Well, I can do that in a couple ways. Like I said, guys, I had a position on in CNX, and I'm down $6,000 on this trade. Well, Why would a beginner trader not want to trade something in CNX? Yeah, we don't have to be charting geniuses. This is Thinkorswim. This is the Ichimoku cloud. I'm going to talk about how to look at the Ichimoku cloud. You can see it's making lower lows, lower highs. This is not a strong chart. Okay, so as a beginner trader, right, I might steer away from this trade. So I'm going to teach you two things today, guys. I'm going to teach you unusual option activity, and I'm going to teach you the Ichimoku cloud. Someone says, if I'm making so much money, why am I selling this stuff? When I was 25 years old, I thought those who can't do teach, right? I was like, teachers, they don't know how to do anything, so they teach. Now that I'm 35, I have realized I have a gift of trading, okay? When I tell people I have 500 subscribers that pay to listen to me talk all day long, they laugh at me. When I tell people, me put someone at a bar, I have 500 subscribers that pay to listen to me talk all day long about trading. They say, why? I said, because I'm really good at what I do. Okay? I'm really good at trading. I'm really good at educating. 90% of all traders lose money, and that's a fact. We have a 75% renewal base on our subscribers month over month. So you do the math on that one. Okay? So, I'm not here to, try to sell you a $500 indicator or scanner. All I'm saying is give me a chance. If you like what I say, you think that this can improve you, we're going to make an offer at the end. It's $47. You get the platinum package for 1 month. We sell it for $399. If you think that it can help you, you got to invest a little bit in your education. Okay? So, unusual option activity. Thank you, Steve. Unusual option activity is a large block trade that takes place over a multiple of average daily option volume in a stock or ETF. Generally, an order executed by an institutional player. So, stop trading futures and Forex, okay? If you are trading futures and Forex, unless you have an unbelievable gift for it, you're never, ever going to make money, okay? Because there are HFTs out there to run your stops, okay? Everybody uses the same moving averages. The golden cross where the 50 breaks to 200, the 20, right? When the 20 breaks to 50. Everybody uses the same thing. HFTs are designed and programs to take money away from you. There are no dark pools in options. If you guys don't know what a dark pool is, I'll tell you what a dark pool is. A dark pool, okay, and basically the way that it works, let's say a fund wants to buy 1 million shares of Facebook. Well, they'd normally go in the open market and buy 1 million shares of Facebook. Well, somebody got real smart one time and said, hey, if we see someone buying 1 million shares of it, let's buy it in front of them and then sell it to them and make profit. There are HFT firms that have lost money 1 day in the last 5 years, okay? That's how good they are. So the HFTs are taking money away from you every single day. Dark pools were actually created to fight against the HFTs. Trading stocks used to be pretty easy, okay? You could see if there's a big order for someone to buy a bunch of stock. You could buy it in front of them, and then you'd make money because you know there's a big fund that needs to buy it. In general, most funds either are buying or selling a certain asset for the day. Let's say I have a position on in Facebook, and we decide it's too high. We're going to sell Facebook. We're not going to all sell all 5 million shares in a day. We're going to slowly sell it throughout the course of the day. But we'll have the same thing on every single day throughout the course of the day. So if you are trading and you're unsuccessfully, high-frequency traders, if you guys are unsuccessfully making money, okay, trading stocks or futures, I will tell you why. Go on your computer right now, and everybody should have a program. If you're not, you can go online. Try to play the computer in chess. Good luck. You will never, ever beat the computer in chess, okay? Play the computer in Texas Hold'em. Play no-limit Texas Hold'em. You can beat the computer because there's a bluffing mechanism involved, and that's the way the options are. I will never know a trader's stock position on, okay? But I can surmise their stock position. Calls are bought for one or two reasons. Speculation to the upside or a hedge against a short stock position. That's it, simple, easy, okay? You hear on CNBC all the time, they're buying VIX calls. They're expecting the volatility to spike. That's actually not really accurate. Most of the time they buy calls in the VIX. It's a portfolio hedge against a basket of stocks. So you guys got to realize when an institution buys calls, there's a bluffing mechanism. I saw Gary Kasparov place 20 guys in chess. It's one of the best chess players in the world, about 6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. He went around and beat every single person there. If you go and play the computer in chess, you will never, ever win. Okay, and that's how it is trading stocks, futures, and forex. Okay, trading options is different. There's a bluffing mechanism involved. You never know a trader's stock position. Let me give you 2 examples from the trading floor. When I was on the trading floor, there was a trader who came in, no idea who it was. It could have been Carl Icahn himself, or it could have been some guy in his basement in Idaho. No offense if anybody's from Idaho. He would sell 10,000 put spreads in Apple once a week on average for a year and a half. First month comes by, he would sell 10,000 put spreads in Apple. Stock rallied. Next month, bought 10,000 put spreads in Apple. Stock rallied. It's the second week, sorry. Third week, sells 10,000 put spreads in Apple. And I said to myself, and I said to the guys in the pit, I don't care who this guy is. He has insider information. He knows where Apple's always going to bottom. This is going to be the 3rd straight week where he's right. So what did I do? Every time this trader sold put spreads in Apple, I got long Apple. And I just printed money in Apple for 2 years. I made almost $1 million in 2 separate years in Apple based on this unusual option activity. Okay, I wasn't trying to recreate the wheel. I was trying to find who's smarter than me and piggyback/mimic their positions. Okay, simple and easy. Let me show you a different example because this doesn't work every single time. Trader comes in and buys calls in WellPoint. Stock sells off. Next month, buys calls again. Stock sells off. Third month, buys calls again. Stock sells off a 3rd straight time. And I said to myself, this guy's getting smoked. He's going to be out of business. Well, I never realized the bluffing mechanism involved before where he could be shorting stock against his position. Okay, so I go through a trading plan when I watch institutional order flow. Okay, I have 2 scanners that I run. As I'm giving this presentation, I'm actually trading right now. So this is one of the scanners that I run. This shows every single trade on every single exchange of a minimum of 500 lot. So this shows me 12 to 1,500 trades throughout the course of the day. Okay, and I try to decide which one. This is called Trade Alert. Which trades I want to make. Then we have a second scanner, which is known as Option Hacker, and I watch, and this deciphers it down to about 25 trades in a day. Look at these calls, for example, today in away. These calls today went from 75 cents, I think, to $1.50. Okay, so options, okay, guys, is really the way to play, and you can actually make money in the long run. So the options market has over 4,199 stocks that you could trade. And this is the only market where the retail trader can actually still make money. I technically am a retail trader. I might trade on a bigger account than everybody else, but I'm a retail trader. Okay, I have a trade on about a $600,000 account. I started my account this year with $220,000. I built it up to $540,000. Then I got hit, and I got hit hard. Count went down to 305,000. I said I needed to take some time off. I needed to take a break. I went to Nicaragua for Habitat for Humanity. Yes, on my one vacation this year, I went to go volunteer to build houses. I went from May 16th to the 26th. There's 305,000 in my account. I was gone, and I crushed it in BWP. I made like $50,000. Currently, my account's about 560,000. I think. I have to add them all up because I have 3 different accounts. And I have about 60% in cash. I am 60% in cash. So I'm up this year about $500,000 before commissions. Okay, and I do trade a lot. You know, and on a big day, I can trade 2,000 to 3,000 options in a day. Okay, so let's talk about the trades that I watch. Okay, there's only well, you know, I show this to all my, this is shown to all my subscribers in the trading room. So some people that have been trading with me for a while can watch this. We have 8 hours of full audio every single day in the trading room. Okay, we're going to talk about the platinum package at the end. So there's 2 types of options. It's simple and easy, guys. There's calls, there's puts. That's it. Yeah, there's a lot of different mechanisms of calling and how you get the Black-Scholes pricing model, but all you have to know is there's calls and puts. Okay, when I'm watching institutional order flow, there are calls being bought, calls being sold, puts being bought, and puts being sold. So when I see an institution buying calls, I say to myself, are they buying calls against a long stock? Are they buying calls for speculation? Or are they buying calls as a hedge against a short stock position? I would say about 70% of the time they're buying calls against, they're buying calls as speculation. 30% of the time they are buying calls against a short stock position. That's never been back tested, but that's what I've realized throughout my 12 years of trading. Next, selling calls. Half the time, they're actually selling calls as what is known as an overwrite or buy right, where they're long stock. I actually heard Karen Feinerman saying she was selling calls against her Apple position. They're selling calls against a long stock position. So when they sell calls, it actually could be bullish. And we've actually seen a couple examples where an institution sold calls in WMB and MO, and those were actually profitable trades even though they sold calls. Buying puts, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky, guys, because puts being bought is actually bullish, not bearish. And you say to yourself, what are you talking about? Buying puts cannot be bullish. How would it be bullish? Well, it is bullish because the hedge fund community has gotten much smarter throughout the years, okay? They have realized, hey, if I buy calls and the stock gets taken over, the SEC could come after me, right? So what can I do if I want to buy calls? Well, the synthetic of buying a call, you guys know this in your option handbook, is buying puts and buying stock. So a lot of the smart hedge funds will actually buy puts and then buy stock against their position. And then we have selling puts, okay? Are puts being sold to establish a long stock position, or they're just trying to, get extra income stream? And I would say this is 80% of the time bullish. And you say to yourself, Andrew, how can all four of these strategies all be bullish? It's simple and easy, guys. Everybody is long the U.S. stock market, okay? Hedge funds, pension funds, mutual fund, 401ks, SEPs. There is no such thing as a short hedge fund. You can have a short biased hedge fund, but you can't have a short hedge fund. So this kind of trading works awesome in a bull market. Every single TV interview I go on, CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, Sky Australia, WCIU, BNN Canada, I say the same thing in every single interview, more or less. We are in a raging bull market. There are three ways to trade a raging bull market: aggressively long, moderately long, or flat. Yes, you can get short individual names. If you don't like any of the oil refiners, if you don't like any of those stocks, sure, you can get short those. But in general, trend is your friend. The stock market is going higher. So we hit 3% on the 10-year. I think the stock market continues to go higher. And what has happened? Well, we just rallied 20 handles in the S&P. I made $20,000 in the last 2 days. Does reading this tape work 100% of the time? I wish I could say that does work 100% of the time. But the simple answer is, of course it doesn't. Nothing works 100% of the time. All I know is I look at my profit and loss on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I lost money in March. I lost money, I'm down a little bit money this month, but I'm net up over 200% year to date on a $220,000 account. Okay, this trading plan and this philosophy has worked for me every single year for the last 12 years except for 2009. And why did it not work in 2009? My best 2 years ever, okay, I'm up over 200% this year. My best 2 years ever were 2007 and 2008. Why? Because the market went down 4 out of 5 days. So I was always short the market, okay? Did I have days where I lost money? Absolutely. Weeks? Sure. Well, in 2009, when the market started to reverse, I was stubborn, and I thought every rally should be sold. So I lost, I think, around $120,000 in 2009. That's been my only losing year in the last 12 years, okay? So I stick to what it works. If you can profit, okay, if you can successfully profit on Forex trading a 1-minute bar, good luck to you, okay? If you can be successful, and I tell my subscribers the same thing every single time. I can teach you guys how to trade, but I can't click your mouse. And what does that mean? Well, I can show you how I've been successful throughout the last 12 years, but I can't come over to your house and trade for you, okay? Trading is not for everybody. And I say this all the time. You know, I had a subscriber. He calls up one day, and he goes, I need to cancel my platinum package. Sure, no problem. Any reason why, any feedback. He goes, I know Andrew makes money. I see him every day. I see his P&L. But I cannot sleep at night, okay? Andrew's position in rig, had a big position in rig at the time, is too big. He goes, I wake up in the middle of the night, and I see oil refiners in my backyard, okay? And there's a reason, guys, 90% of all traders lose money, okay? You have to be able to stomach losses because not every trade you're going to make money. A lot of trades you'll actually lose money. But the difference between a good trader and a great trader, good traders always think about how much money they can make. I consider myself a great trader. I say, if I'm wrong, how much money can I potentially lose? I've gone through 3 slides in half an hour, so that's good. Institutional paper, okay? These are hedge funds, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, big traders, big banks. They have more access to technology that we do not have. Is that fair? Absolutely not. Why do you think hedge funds are always getting in trouble for insider trading? Stevie Cohen at SEC Capital, Raj Rotman. Because they have information we don't. They can call CEOs. They can call analysts, okay? It is so weird and ironic, okay? And we made T-shirts, okay? It says, how do they know on the shirt? And in the back it says, go, 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 okay? How do they know? It's like, you can't make up stuff like this. I'm going to show you a trade from the last week where calls in the stock, AVNR, that hit our Option Hacker platform went from 40 cents to $4. The trader made $1.8 million on a $180,000 bet. Are they trading on insider information? Absolutely. 100%, I would say most of this is insider information. I'm watching their trades. When they place their trades, it is called a public order. So if they get in trouble, hypothetically speaking, for insider trading, I cannot, because I am just watching their trades, and once it hits the tape, once it gets registered by the exchanges, it becomes public information. All right, here's an example of unusual option activity, and this is just one example, okay? This is AVNR, AVNR. As we can see here, if you can't understand this or read it, it's pretty simple and easy, okay? So a trader bought 4,476, okay? This is quantity size. Green shows bought. So they bought 4,476 AVNR. October, 8 calls for 40 cents. This is a real order. Saw it in real time. A lot of my subscribers got into this trade. I'm not registered. I don't know how many of them got into it, but I know a lot of my subscribers got in this trade. I got into this trade at the SIBO at 10:28.58. Once it hits the tape, it becomes a public order, and I can trade on that information. Implied volatility was 99.8. So we can see here, 20 bid at 40. It was an opening position. The delta was 34. Stock was trading 668 at the time. Look at where AVNR is trading now. It traded $13. So how weird is it, and how ironic is it, that a trader bought calls on Friday? Huh. That trader, you think he knew anything? Wow. And I'm going to show you my actual P&L, and I took a snapshot of it on Thinkorswim. So just break down the trade here. We have a timestamp. It happened at 10:28 and 58 seconds. We have bought or sold. This is red or green. Okay, and as a platinum subscriber, you will see every single possible bullish or bearish setup that the institutions are trading. Okay, so you see bought or sold. As we see throughout this presentation, something must be going right for me because my P&L just went up $5,000. My P&L went up $5,000. And you see my unrealized P&L is down $47,000, and that's probably because all the positions I've taken off are the profitable ones. I'm only stuck with the ones that are unprofitable. So 4,476 options is the right but not obligation to buy 447,600 shares. Where did I come up with this number? Who knows? Okay, that's not what's important. Okay, what is important is the trade. Trade size, symbol, 4,199 stocks with options. Expiration, these were October. Strike, 8 strike. Type calls or puts, simple and easy. So when I look at this, I say to myself, hey, is this speculation to the upside or is this a hedge against a short stock position? I always got to determine that. Price traded, 40 cents. Applied volatility at the time. Exchange bid and offer. And it's opening or closing position. This should be over here. This is an opening position. Okay. So when you guys get the Platinum membership, you will get to be able to see this scanner. Okay. And I and my team read all these trades out. I'll say, hey, they bought about 5,500 plug puts. I have no interest in trade plug. T-Mobile puts traded mid-market. Exxon calls. They sold some Exxon calls. A lot of these trades aren't actionable. Dry DRI. This is Darden Restaurant. A trader bought some calls a little while ago. I was looking at possibly buying some DRI calls. So you'll be able to see this order flow, and you'll have access to this technology of watching the biggest traders in the world and watch me and my team then dissect it from you. This comes from every single exchange. So this comes from all 11 exchanges. Comes from all 11 exchanges. And where the stock was trading at the time. Okay. So what is the order process? Institutions use extensive information to determine strike price and expiration for an option strategy that's consistent with the directional bias. So someone will say, hey, AVNR, they've got a drug announcement. It's going to be good. Let's go buy some calls. Which calls should we buy? Well, let's give it to October and let's buy the 8 calls. Those are out of the money. Those are going to appreciate really well. So then they'll call up Citadel, Goldman Sachs, Barclays, Merrill, Morgan. Say, hey, I got a guy who wants to buy 4,500 calls. Where can he buy them at? Right? What price can he buy them at? Then it has gone to the trading pits, where it would be registered and recorded for the SEC and the OCC. How can insider trading continue to exist? Because the SEC and the OCC doesn't have the manpower to go after every single person trading on insider information. CNBC did a study that said 25% of all M&A, merger and acquisitions, and deal stocks have unusual option activity in them. They don't have time to go through all this. They don't have time every single time a trader makes $1 million to look at his trade history, figure out if he had insider information. Once every couple years they go after someone. But this kind of trading exists every single day. So here's an example of AVNR. This is unusual option activity. Trader bought 4,476 of the OC8 calls for 40 cents. I bought 200 of these, and I sold them. I bought them on Friday, and then I sold them on Monday. If you go here, and we just break this down, on Monday there was positive announced relating to drug. The drug of theirs, and these calls went from 40 cents to $4.50. These calls went from 40 cents to $4.50 overnight. And we were showing an example. We used to show examples of PL, which is a Chinese insurance company. I made $24,000 on, and that was about 3 months ago. In the last year and a half, I've had option positions on in 6 stocks that have been taken over or merged or some big announcement where the stock has gapped higher. Okay, I'm not the one creating these trades, guys. I'm just trying to find the best trades and put them on. Every single day, between 25 and 35 positions. Okay, if there's 4,200 stocks and I only have 30 positions, how could I have hit 6 deal stocks? Simple and easy, because I've been doing this for a very long time. I can kind of sense, my spidey sense, which trades are speculation, which trades are a hedge. So this trader made a $179,000 bet. Can you buy this from all the exchanges? I mean, you can buy the raw data feed. It's called Opera. But for you to get the actual trades, it's taken 50 years of technology to get this product going. So the answer is you can buy the raw data feed, but you'd have to, do the back end and the front end of a software that provides it. Okay? So this trader made $1.83 million on a $179,000 bet. Hypothetically speaking, if you bought 10 of these, you bought 10 of them for 40 cents, okay, you would have profited $3,700 on a 10 lot. Okay, you could have risked $400, you would have made $3,700, and this happened from Friday to Monday, guys. Okay, this isn't a trade that happened 6 months ago or a year ago. Okay, I've hit deal stocks in AER, SYY. This one, KFN. If you bought 100 of these and you were risking $4,000, you would have made $37,000 profit just from this one trade. So we see AVNR here is a gapped higher, okay? Just, I mean, how do they do these things? You always say to yourself, how do they know? But seriously, how do they know? How can they be so right so many times? And like I said, guys, you know, let's say I had 100 of these. And let's say I did 4 different trades, okay? And I lost $4,000 on 3 of the trades. And then I hit this one. I'm going to be a net profitable trader. Simple and easy, guys. Here's a snapshot of my P&L. And this is AVNR. This is Thinkorswim. And you can see here, profit on Monday, $40,027. Okay? There is nobody in this industry. Oh, Steve, you were there when AVNR happened? I know a lot of my subscribers got in. I try not to ask how many people got in and how many they had, because I'm not, quote-unquote, supposed to care. But I know a lot of my subscribers got in. When I get testimonials and emails, people thanking me, I know people got into the trade. Okay? So you can see my profitability here. I made $40,000 on this one trade, 10 calls total, and I made $40,000. As you can see, the ones around it, you know, like my P&L is not that big, but like, you know, up 600, up 500, unchanged, 267 here. I deleted my account, that's for sure. Here's an example in PL. Very similar example. This was from June, so this one happened a little bit while ago. Similar thing, guys, okay? Trader bought 1,000 in the June 60 calls for $1.25. As we can see here, so this was a similar trade in June. The next day, what happened, okay? The stock got bought out for $70 cash. I literally wake up every single morning. The first thing I do is I turn on CNBC. I turn on CNBC. It said PL got bought for $70 cash. Stock was trading $69. I started laughing at myself. I go, this trader literally bought 1,000 calls for $1.25. He was risking $125,000, and he made $800,000 on this trade. I literally started laughing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I just bought these yesterday. I made $24,000 on this trade on a 30 lot, guys. I had 30 of these. I bought them for $135, and we saw this was multiple times unusual option activity. And this is actually the entry I sent to all my subscribers. So when you guys become a platinum member, we send out all of these trades via text, Twitter, and email. Also announce them live in the trading room. Okay? The subscription-based model is dead, and you want to know why it's dead? Because it's not fast enough. It's not quick enough, okay? If I had to write an article for every single trade that I did, by the time I wrote the article, the price would have changed and the trade's already over, okay? People nowadays, and I started running my business about 3 years ago, I realized a couple of things, okay? You can show someone to become a profitable trader, they're going to trust you, right? Trust is very important. You don't just give someone trust. You have to earn trust. So I always say to everybody in any webinar I ever do, just give me a chance, right? It's like you see a girl at a bar, you think she's cute. Let me take you for one drink. One drink, that's all. Let me just prove that I'm a good guy, and then after that, you can do whatever you want. And I say the same thing every single webinar I give on, okay? Give me one chance. If you're new to me, you've never seen me speak. I do speak at a lot of TradingPub events. If you've never seen me speak, if you never take my subscription, if you've never taken it, you know, start slow. We're going to offer a platinum package for $47, guys. Everybody here can afford $47. Coming into our trading room, 8 hours of audio a day, okay? If you figure that's 40 hours a week, 160 a month, that's basically, it's about 25 cents for an hour to listen to us trade, okay? We have 3 traders in our trading room. Thank you, Steve. We have 3 traders in our trading room. I am the biggest trader. I trade in about a $600,000 account. We have another trader who specializes in the S&P 500 futures. I don't really trade the S&P, but he does. He's on for an hour a day. He trades on a $250,000 account, and then we have more of a beginner trader. James trades on about a $40,000 account. Okay, so we have every single kind of trader. I'm personally in the trading room for 3 hours on audio a day. We see more MT calls being bought. If you guys are in MT, we see more MT calls being bought. So I took this 30 lot off. I paid $1.35. I sold it for $9.30. I profited $24,433. This is a textbook example of unusual option activity. Is why we believe that there is option activity ahead of 25% of the mergers and acquisition deals. We accept PayPal. think. Maybe we don't. Does this work in a bear market? Absolutely. My best years trading were 2007 and 2008. Our team actually focuses and trades better in a bearish market because we excel in fast-moving markets. Anytime a stock gets halted, I get so excited and I bring it up. I'll trade Alibaba on Friday. I don't know which way I'm going to put it, but I will trade Alibaba on Friday. In bull markets, we take more bullish signals. In bearish markets, we take more bearish signals. My best years ever were in a bear market. Here's a couple of reviews of a couple of our traders. I couldn't put in all of them. I have about 50 testimonials. Scott says, so pleased with your service. Just in a few days, SWKS and GoPro have covered the cost of a subscription for a year. Further, your money management system really helps me become disciplined. Jokey said, I tried other rooms in which the host shows up for 2 hours and was losing money. I'm sleeping at now with profits. Dave W. Said, KOTM is the best investment I have made in trading this market. I'm very impressed with the knowledge and transparency demonstrated by Andrew and James. Every single day, but here's my P&L, guys. I'll show you any single trade you want, okay? Because I believe in full transparency. I trade on 2 accounts. I trade through Interactive Brokers and I trade through Thinkorswim. I have 2 separate accounts. And I will trade anything, through those 2 accounts. And I will show you my P&L, win, lose, or draw. Yesterday, I lost $1,500 in Twitter. Here's my P&L. What is the minimum capital? I mean, you could trade this on a simulated account if you want. I mean, there's no minimum requirement, okay? I'm not a registered investment advisor, so I can't give recommendations or advice. So our live trading room and platinum package, what is the live trading room? The live trading room is a web-based live streaming room open during market hours where we actively trade with our own capital. Okay? We cannot give recommendations, advice. We do not have any customer money. We only trade on our own accounts. The room opens at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. It closes at 3:30-ish, 3:30 when the market closes Central Standard Time. I am personally on the horn for about 2.5 to 3 hours a day. James is on the horn for 3 hours a day. And then we have a guy in New York who trades S&Ps is on for an hour a day. There is no audio breaks throughout the rest of the day. Okay, when I went in this industry and I decided that I wanted to reach as many people I can and teach them how to trade better and more properly, I realized the trading room was the best option. I went to other trading rooms, they take like 2-hour breaks, 4-hour breaks, 5-hour breaks. I said, this is nonsense. We should run a trading room where we're on it all day. You never know when the next good trade is going to come. I'm watching my scanner right now, and I might take a trade within the next couple of minutes. Okay? So it is a live trading room with 8 hours of full audio and visual, and we're very transparent about our P&L. During the trading day, I'm getting there. I'll put the link up. During the trading day, we dissect this order flow for our customers and look at the big institutional trades. Members can see our screens, hear our voices, and see all the trades we make. So I wish I could show you the room right now. We are in Omnovia, so I can't because our trading room is on Omnovia too. But this is the exact same software you guys are in right now. Okay, so this screen I'm showing, this is basically what I show in the trading room. Let me just bring this up. And then I talk throughout the course of the day. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, of course. And I actually have, so I would just be like, HCA, I know I'm long some OX75s. I'm offering some HCA OX75 calls for a 110. We see some Exxon puts being bought. We see VXX calls being bought. Nothing actionable. We see some MT Jan 2016 20 calls being bought. I'm long MT. They bought a lot of calls earlier today. I think MT is long to the good to the long side. We have MT breaking the cloud to the upside. I bought some D16 calls. Stock just traded a lot of stock in a day, but I think MT heads higher. Buying 2016 calls is more of a position than a trade, but I am long D16 calls in MT, and this will just flow. GoPro, we see an order in the 66 puts. Volume is 1,000. Open interest is 2,600. No desire to take that. So basically, we just watch this order flow throughout the day, and I dissect it. I go through the charts. If anybody has any questions about Apple, I still think Apple's headed higher. I'm long some call butterflies in Apple for the iPhone 6. HCA, we saw some unusual option activity in that one. I'm long OX75s in HCA. I think the stock hits through the 52-week high, pushing up there now up $1. code COD. I have a big position in this. So you'll see this one scan. Yes, I just take usually I take the same trades from the scanner. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could make credit put spreads, you could buy call spreads, you could buy call flies, you can take trades to swing trade or day trade. You can use the signals for anything. The 4 ways you can use the signals is to day trade stock, and I day trade stock sometimes based on the signals. Okay, you can day trade stock, you can swing trade stock, you can day trade options, and you can swing trade options. Those are the 4 things you can use. Okay, I'm not a futures trader. We do have a futures moderator that talks to the future market for about an hour a day. Forex we don't go over. So if you only trade a Forex, you've no desire to trade options, unfortunately, this is not for you. But if you're interested in learning options better, the stock market better, okay, if you're interested in any of that, this isn't a subscription where you're going to get an email in the mail. You're going to get live audio and visual. You can ask questions throughout the day. We have over 500 subscribers, and you guys feel free to ask questions whenever you want. So you guys also will get this via text, Twitter, and email. So if you do work, and you can only, we have subscribers that are only in there for 20 minutes a day, and they find enough value of 20 minutes. Does your subscription come with a guarantee? No questions asked, 100% money back guarantee. How does that sound for you? It's $47. So if you can't get $47 of value, you shouldn't be trading. Shouldn't be trading. So we send out all of the I don't know the link. I have to get there. Hold on. It's optionsonthefloor.com/fly. Pretty sure that's it. It's options on the floor, but we're getting there. So you also get all the trades via text, Twitter, and email. So if you work during the day, doctor, lawyer, sales, you can also get all the trades via text, Twitter, and email. So I send out 100,000 texts a month. My text service provider, this is the trial price of $47. Our text provider, I'm their #1 customer because I send out 100,000 texts a month. So you can get all of my entries and exits sent to you in an easy-to-read format via text, Twitter, or email. Subscribers to the Trading Room and Platinum package also get access to our members-only videos. We have member-only webinars every single week. Okay, we have a members-only members-only webinar every single Wednesday where we teach you a new topic. Yesterday's topic was trading weeklies using the Ichimoku Cloud. I focus predominantly on the Ichimoku Cloud. I'm going to give you an opportunity here in a couple minutes to throw any stock you want, and I can tell you within seconds using the Ichimoku Cloud if I'm bullish, bearish, or neutral. So members also get member-only webinars and videos. Subscribers are updated on a weekly for the webinars. So you see here, this is our members-only section. You get all of this for free. Okay, we have a lot of subscribers that actually don't go into the trading room at all and just take advantage of the trades via text, Twitter, and email, and also go to the members-only section. I record the opening bell every single day. Win, lose, or draw, if you guys want to watch opening bell and learn how to trade, like a professional, it's live. We don't edit it at all. I render it and I send it out. We did this. Oh, this is a couple more. Yeah, I'll put these reviews up. Here's a couple reviews. Phil said, "Thanks, Andrew. I'll be a member for a while. Had my 3rd straight $3,000 day in a row. I only trade with your trading room for 1 hour every single morning." Okay, so you don't have to be in there every single day for 8 hours. I'm in there every day for 8 hours, but you don't have to. Okay, some people go in there for 20 minutes. Some people don't even go to the trading room. They get all the trades via text, Twitter, and email, and they also go to the member-only webinars. Dave W. said, "KOTM is the best investment I have made in trading the market. I'm making money and learning at the same time. I'm impressed with the knowledge and transparency demonstrated by Andrew and it's James, not Kames. They work hard to help you trade successfully." And then Vic S., great week, up $83,000 after being down $27,000 last week and up $117,000 the week before. You're the man. Charge me whatever you want. And Vic is one of my most loyal, favorite subscribers that I have. So we are making an offer today, okay? It is optionsonthefloor.com/fly, okay? We are offering this as a trial basis, 1 month for 47 bucks. Okay, 1 month for $47. This is the lowest price we have ever offered 1 month of subscription for. If you like what I said, if you're interested in trying something different, if you hear me speak before, all I'm asking, guys, is to give me a chance. Give me 1 month to prove to you that I can help your trading. We have a 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like it, just email us. We'll give you your money back, okay? I want to teach everybody to trade better, more profitably. There's 4 stages of a trader. Unfortunately, usually the first stage is you lose a lot of money. Third stage is you lose less money. Second stage is you make money. First stage is you make money hand over fist. And I say to my guys every single day, and I'm honest about everything. I say, hey, I don't care if I make or lose money trading, because I know in the long run I'm always going to make money, because that's how my career has been. But if my subscribers make money, that's all I care about. Okay? I just want my subscribers to make money, because I know my P&L workouts for itself. I don't stress. I don't get upset. I don't get mad if I lose money in a stock or anything like that. So make sure you guys take advantage of this. This is www.optionsonthefloor.com/fly. Okay? This is 1 month for $47. It is 90% off. If you guys are interested in it, we're going to go through lightning round here in a second. I specialize in the Ichimoku cloud. Does anybody have any questions so far? Otherwise, I'm going to get into the lightning round here. I know, we're going to get to lightning round. Make sure you guys take advantage of this promotion. Okay? This is the lowest price we've ever offered it. Thank you. I appreciate you guys always giving me. You know, when I get an email from any of my subscribers, I swear to God, whenever I get an email from any of my subscribers, I email it to my whole team. Because when someone says that I did a good job, or they're learning a lot, or they're making money, it makes me feel really good. Otherwise, I wouldn't take my vacation to go build houses in Nicaragua for Habitat for Humanity. Okay? I feel good, and I get satisfaction after, you know, I've realized in this world, I'm not good at reading. I had 2 people edit my book. I'm not that great at writing. I know I'm good at 2 things. I'm really good at trading, and I'm really good at teaching and educating on a level that is from beginner 101 to expert. I mean, I could go into any hedge fund and blow them away with my option knowledge. Okay? I consider myself probably, I told my dad and my brother, I'm probably a top 5 equity option expert in the world. And you get me for $47 per month. So you guys make sure you sign up here, and then we're going to go through lightning round here. So all you have to do is say any stock you want, and I will tell you if the stock is bullish, bearish, neutral within seconds using the Ichimoku cloud. So just feel free, fire some stocks away, guys. Any stock you want. WETF. WETF, breaking the cloud to the upside. Technically a buy setup here in WETF, Wisdom Tree Investments. Bullish to neutral here. I'd rather be long than short, but I wouldn't want to take anything in WETF. EIGI. EIGI up 21 cents today. You know, I'd rather be long than short here. Endurance International Group broke the cloud to the upside here at 1466. The technical buy setup was 1466. Stop under the Ichimoku cloud at 1372. NTAP, that was Dr. J. John Nigerian's final trade today. We saw some unusual option activity in NTAP. NTAP looks great. You can buy NTAP on any 9-period moving average. When a stock has gone parabolic, guys, using the Ichimoku cloud, you can buy the red line, put your stop under the 26. I think NTAP goes higher. DRI, Darden Restaurants, we just saw some unusual option activity in the OC 52.5. They just had a deal. It was $100 for 7 days of unlimited pasta, breadsticks, soda, soup, and salad. Darden Restaurant looks great to the upside. Technical buy setup here at 50. Stop under 46. I think Darden goes higher. Gilead. Gilead's one of those biotechs that was doing really well and they got hammered. I think Gilead's fine to the long side. I think Gilead will continue to move higher. You can buy Gilead at that 26-period moving average at 101.54. Stop at about $89. I think Gilead goes higher, takes out the 52-week high. SodaStream is one of those. They're always talking about it as a possible deal. You know, if I had to choose something, I'd rather be long, but I'd rather just not be in this name at all. I don't need to be in this name. It is very, very neutral here. I wouldn't be surprised one day if the stock trades $45. I wouldn't be surprised if it just continues lower. It's not a good company, but they've got potential to be bought out. Hero. And we do this every single day, guys, for all our subscribers in the trading room. Hero, ugh. Hercules Offshore, this stock is down 12%. You can technically short the 9-period moving average. You put your stop in the cloud, so you can short 308, stop at 366. There's nothing to do here but short Hero. FDX, they news they're upping all their shipping prices. You're getting oil is down $15 and they're upping all their prices for their cost through. Doesn't make sense to me, but FedEx gapped higher. I'd be careful of a possible double top with tails on top. Technically buy setup, I'd rather buy in the pullback here at 156, stop at 147. Careful of the double top here. I wouldn't want to get long at FDX here. Maybe give it a couple more days. Cores. We actually saw some Cores calls being bought yesterday. Look at that. Stock's popping. I don't know if any of my subscribers got into this. They bought Cores calls yesterday. May be consolidating bottom here. It is technically a short, but if you're an expert trader, you can counter trend this. I think it's fine on the counter trend. Gilead we just went over. First Solar, I think it's fine on the long side. You know, I'd rather be flat it than anything. But I think First Solar, you know, a lot of the solar stocks are kind of stuck in the mud. First Solar being one of them. Technically, I'd rather be long than short, but I'd rather be flat than anything. Apple goes higher. I'm long Apple via call butterflies, the 103, 106, 109 call butterfly. I think Apple goes higher. I think Apple will take out 103.74. There's some news the other day that they might have a delay in China, but I think Apple does go higher. So make sure you guys take advantage of the promotion. We only have 25 spots available. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. And there's only 25 spots available. So make sure you guys sign up. Optionsonthefloor.com/fly. Give me 1 month to prove myself. I know everybody here can afford $47. Okay, so just give me 1 month to prove myself. And also, you know, we have a money back guarantee. So there's no reason, if you're in here and you're interested in potentially becoming a better trader, more profitable trader, you wouldn't take advantage of this promotion. TRN, TRN I think takes out the 52-week high. I like TRN to the long side. Okay, subscription-based models are dead, guys, because you don't get the trades fast enough. The trading room and trade alert service, you'll get the trades within 60 seconds. In the trading room, you get it within a couple seconds, whenever I open my mouth. Okay, if you had to take time to write an article or send an email newsletter out, it's too slow. How much is it? You have to, I don't know, you have to sign up and I'll say afterwards. They're buying more OC30 CVEO. I'm going to buy some of these. Hold on. CVEO, guys. We see a trader buying CVEO calls. CVEO. Saw them bought them earlier. If I can get these at 30 cents, I'm going to buy some OC30 calls. OC30 calls and CEVO, guys. I'm going to look to buy these right now in front of you guys. If I can get in at 30 cents. CVEO. CVEO. I just saw this hit my scanner. Trader bought, oh, look at that. They bought these for 30 cents. They're already 35 bid. Look at that. I was going to buy these for 30 cents. So we just saw, so this is an example of a trade that I would have taken. I was too slow and I didn't get into it. Some trader who knows where they are in the world bought 4,000 CVEO OC30 calls for 30 cents. As I can see here, they're already trading 30.40. That's a pretty big order to here in CVEO. I'm going to buy some. Let me see where I can get no's. I'm just going to buy 100. I'm going to buy 100 of these for 40 cents. So that's $4 grand I just spent. I just bought 100 at 40 cents. So then what I do is I would show this in real time and live like we're in the trading room. Okay. Say, hey guys, entry to open and filled. I bought 100 of the CVEO OC30 calls at 40 cents. And I always put out my targets. Okay. Right when I make a trade, I put out my targets. So I'm going to offer some of them at 50. I'm going to offer some, they're at 40 again. And then I'm going to offer some at 60 and 75 and 90. So I always have targets in place. So this is a new position for me in CVEO. So basically what I would do is then I would put it in the trading room, and it would look like this. I would announce it real time, and I would say swing trade. Let me just put this in here. Entry to open. Ooh. And filled. Ooh, sorry. I bought 100 CVEO OC30 calls for 40 cents. And then I have a confidence scale where I rank every single trade. When you guys become a member, you'll realize my confidence scale. confidence is 3, and then I have targets. I always have targets in place. It takes the emotion out of trading, okay? So I have my targets in place. And then we send this via text, Twitter, and email, okay? So you'll get this trade via text, Twitter, and email. Entry to open and filled. I bought 100 of the CVEO, OC 30 calls for 40 cents, confidence 3, and there are my targets, 50, 60, 75, and 90. So let me actually go into my trading room and announce this trade, okay? So everybody knows, hey, and AK's got this trade on. So if you like this trade, you think the chart lines up, then maybe you take it, okay? Maybe you risk a little bit of capital. Maybe you buy a 10 lot. Now, I can't tell you what size you should be trading or how much, but I just bought $4,000 worth of these calls for 40 cents, okay? So that's an example of a trade. Okay, what other charts you guys want? Any other chart you guys want, just let me know, and I'll let you know bullish, bearish, or neutral here within seconds. If you guys have never taken our platinum package, okay, I can show you on our website. So this is the $47. I'm not sure. After you pay $47, it'll tell you what it renews at. If you go to KeeneOnTheMarket.com, which is our website, it is $399 on our website, okay? I'm not giving you silver. I'm not giving you gold. I'm giving you guys platinum, okay? You should. Hopefully you should. This is our platinum package. We sell it every single day for $399. Okay, we have 25 spots available for this. You get both best selling ebooks. You get a daily portfolio spreadsheet of all my positions. You get videos, member-only webinars and discounted courses, twice-a-day emails, all the trades via text, Twitter, and email, and the live trading room. So this is our creme de creme. This is the Ferrari. We sell it every day on the website for $399. We're offering it today for $47 for you guys taking time out of your day. Okay. Okay. What other stocks do we want to see? Facebook. I think Facebook goes higher. Facebook, I think, takes out $80. I think Facebook will hit $100 next year. You can buy Facebook on any green line. Okay. 26 period moving average. Buy Facebook at 75. Put your stop under 70. I think Facebook goes higher. HPQ. Someone's been asking HPQ for a while. HPQ looks pretty good. Started to roll over here a little bit. If you wanted to buy HPQ here, you would leave a stop at, you buy 36.40 stock, put your stop under 34.74. I think HPQ goes higher. NVIDIA, NVDA. And you guys are going to learn Ichimoku very well, because that's what I trade. Okay, I trade a lot in the Ichimoku cloud. NVIDIA, I'd rather be long than short, but I don't want to take anything. And as we talk, look at my P&L, guys. As I started this presentation, my P&L was $6,700. Now my P&L is $13,000. Okay, these are real positions. This is real capital. This is my own money. Okay, Las Vegas Sands up 4,000. HCA up 5,000. Dunkin' Donuts, I am down 6,000. Las Vegas Sands up 3,000. So I don't make money on every trade. All I care about is my net P&L. Okay, so these are my winning trades. Look at my winning trades versus my losing trades. If you wanted to look at a percentage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 winning trades, 3 losing trades. How does that sound today? Profitability up $13,000. Option Hacker does not come with it. This is just for the platinum, which is the live trading room, and everything via text, Twitter, and email. Got about 8.5 minutes here, guys. If you want, I can still go over any charts you want. Yahoo is kind of dangerous. Yesterday, I looked at SoftBank and Yahoo. I think Yahoo goes higher. I am scared of the Alibaba deal. I don't think it's going to be as high as everybody wants. I'm going to be trading Yahoo in front of my subscribers in about 20 minutes today. I'm going to be trading Yahoo in front of my subscribers for the Alibaba deal. Zynga, Trade Flash on Thinkorswim, no. Zynga, I think Zynga's dead money. Anybody that pays like $10,000 for like a horse on a computer, I don't trust. Technically, you can buy Zynga here at 315, put your stop under 286. I think Zynga's fine to the long side. I just don't think it's great. Alta gapped higher. You can buy Alta any pullback here. You can buy the red line, which would be 108. I think it's got to test the 9-period moving average at some point in time. I mean, what do they sell? Hairspray and cologne? Celgene. Someone really wants to see Celgene. Celgene here. This is very similar chart to Gilead. You know, all these biotechs kind of trade in line. Apple's fine. I think Apple takes out 104. Here in Celgene, you buy Celgene here at $91. Stop into the Ichimoku cloud at about 86. I think Celgene's fine to the long side. SWKS, my subscribers took the 54.5 calls. Look at this trade, guys. How great was this trade? SWKS. and I sold these 2 earlies. This happened just a couple of days ago, or maybe it's this one. So look at this trade, guys, that hit our scanner, and I took, and I know a lot of my subscribers took, SWKS, the September 54.5 calls, 55 cents. You know where those things are today? $3. And these are from Monday, guys. SWKS set 54.5s. I bought them for 55 cents. I sold them. I made about $3,000. These things are $3 now. Okay. How do they know? How do they know SWKS is going to go up? Okay. APA. I'm in the trading room every day from 8:30 to 10, roughly, which is the opening bell. And we switch. Me and James flip-flop afternoon sessions. So usually on the opening bell and closing bell for 2.5 to 3 hours. Amazon. Amazon breaking the cloud to the downside. I think Amazon is one of the hardest stocks to trade, guys. I personally don't like to trade Amazon. I think it's one of the hardest stocks to trade. Is in the cloud here. Twitter goes higher. There's some ranting about saying they smoke dope there. Why is that bad? Twitter, I think, takes out 55. The Twitter marches higher. I do like Facebook more than I like Twitter. Solar City here, stuck in the cloud here in Solar City. The Ichimoku Cloud you can just get on Thinkorswim. It's a free plugin. Solar City, neutral. Wouldn't want to do anything here. Fast Money Show, are they good? They have more knowledge about individual stocks, but this is what I say, simple and easy. You want to trust someone that has skin in the game. And I'm talking about, you know, when you guys are listening to presentations, and, you know, there's some good speakers today, you know, this is what I would personally do, because this is just the way that I personally think. I would say to anybody that is here is 3 questions, and you should write this down, okay? Number 1, do you trade real money? Do you trade real money, okay? If someone's trying to sell you anything, if they're trying to sell you a subscription, a newsletter, do you trade real money? If someone doesn't trade real money, if their strategy is so good, why don't they take money and try to make more money, right? I think of money as like soldiers. I send the soldiers out to go get more soldiers. I send my money out to get me more money, okay? I've made millions of dollars trading. So, number 1, do you trade real money? Number 2, do you have a P&L? Can I see a track record of your performance? I show my subscribers every single day. Whatever P&L you want to see, I'll show you every single day. Okay? We used to put the track record on our actual website till my SEC lawyer freaked out. Okay? But I show my subscribers every single day my P&L. Okay? And number 3, how often do you trade? Whoever says the best time to trade is Monday morning or the opening bell or the closing bell, that's not accurate. Okay? I never know when a good trade's going to hit the tape. Okay? We just see some QUNR calls being bought here. That's a pretty big order. QUNR. I bet you the stock pops right here. QUNR. I bet you the stock pops. QUNR. I bet you the stock pops. So how often do you trade? How often do you trade? You know, someone that says they only trade, you know, an hour in the morning, you know, I don't trust them. I trade 8 hours a day. I've been trading for 12 years. I show my performance, and I put my money where my mouth is. And that's the big thing that distinguishes me from everybody else, okay? I trade a $600,000 account, okay? I'm not saying, hey, you should, you know, someone who's trading a 1 lot or a 10 lot, like, how can you trust that, okay? If they really had something that was making them money, wouldn't you be trading a bigger position? Or some people aren't even trading at all. You know, so like the people on Fast Money, if they have a position in the stock and they say we like the stock, well, then I trust them. But when someone says I have no position in the stock but I like the stock, what's the point of saying it? That's why I don't like analysts. Analysts have no skin in the game. Okay, analysts have no skin in the game. So I'm just going to talk about the Platinum package one more time here, and then I'll let you guys go to the next presenter. This will be recorded. Make sure we only have 25 spots available. Make sure that you sign up. We are offering 1 month of our Platinum package at a 90% discount, okay? I let my subscribers speak from the self. I have 50 testimonials in my inbox. I could have used any of those 50 testimonials, okay? We are offering 1 month of our trading room, which is a web-based live streaming trading room during market hours. We have 8 hours of audio every single day with 3 different kinds of traders. I'm a slinger, okay? I trade big size. I'll swing $20,000 in my P&L. Our S&P trader, maybe about $2,000 to $3,000 a day. And then Jim, who's, you know, more of a beginner trader, you know, his P&Ls are $500 to $1,000 in a day. So you'll get that for 8 hours. You'll get both of our best-selling ebooks. You get all the trades via text, Twitter, and email. If you guys cannot be at the trading room during the day, no worries. Take advantage of the member-only webinars. We do one every single Wednesday after the close. I do half of them. James does half of them. We also send all the alerts via text, Twitter, and email. You'll get every single trade within 60 seconds. There's no time delay, no half an hour later, stock's already moved. All the member-only videos and webinars and videos, and you can sign up. It's okay if you pass. You're not hurting my feelings. I don't need your $47 if you pass. Good luck trading. That's all I can say. I encourage everybody to get different trading rooms, and then you'll realize how great ours is. Go try other trading rooms. Then you'll come in ours and realize that you should have been in here for a couple years. So just make sure you guys sign up. We have 25 spots available. It's optionsonthefloor.com/fly. Like, hopefully my P&L is going to fly for the rest of the day. If you have any more questions, I have about a minute here left. If not, I'll see everybody in the trading room. I'm actually going to jump on the horn in about 45 minutes in our trading room and go over Yahoo for earnings.